Hey everyone, Corrie here, coming in to do the energy update for February the 27th. This is the new moon energy update. And so we are moving into some big times and some big shifts. And also we're moving into a time of where we have not yet ever gone in our lifetime or in any lifetime that we can remember. But we do have some big alignments also happening. And so the alignment's not something that hasn't happened, but there is this energy that's going to be happening throughout into the spring season, where we're going to see our lifetime or any time near us. And it's beginning to bring in a big change for us. And so those big changes are influencing us in big ways. And we're beginning to feel some of that through this moon's energy. Now, we've had a really tough few months. So this moon this Piscean new moon does have an opportunity for a bit of a turnaround. So there is some turnaround energy that's going to begin happening within this period of time, and some kind of regulating energy as well. I'm starting to think somebody or something don't want me in here recording this message today. My lights just went out. I keep losing connection to my headphones. So there's something happening. I don't know. Now my camera is all gone funny. It is definitely a big energy here. Please bear with me with the poor lighting that I now have, but we are going to do this. We're going to stay with this one. So I really thought when I come in to record this one that I was going to have like this sunshine and butterflies experience. That's my little ego thought. I felt good. The energy felt really good for just a split second. So we have an energy shift that is happening, that kind of things are beginning the turnaround, or things are beginning to turn around. But this is also bringing up the past. And so it is bringing up the past for clearing. So this is a really good energy with this new moon to really clear that shit out. Whatever that old energy is, whatever that is that has been affecting you, whatever needs to be brought to the table, brought to the surface, to clear the air, to clear the energy. This Piscean energy with this new moon is a good time to do it, because it is about setting that clear intention about what you want to see in your relationships, how you want to be in your relationships yourself. And sometimes that conversation that you need to have is actually with yourself and not with anyone else. In the camera is now sleeping. And so I feel myself losing my patience as I'm recording this. I'm like, oh, there's something shifting as we're right in here, as this is unfolding. I'm like, oh goodness. And so sometimes when we have to clear the air or clear the energy, you will feel the not true self come to the surface. You'll feel yourself wanting to react, wanting to respond. You may always want it to know a truth, or you want it to repair something, but it's hard to hear your own role. It's hard to hear how you've influenced a situation, or hear how somebody else feels about you. Right? It's hard to hear that. It's easy to be able to portray to somebody else what they have done onto you, or what you feel like they make you feel like, but not to hear it back. And so it is a really good time to clear the air, to clear the energy that is coming up. You're going to find a lot of glitchy little things happening as we move into March, and as we move into the beginning of March. And I'll record the March energy update as well, but I haven't got there yet. I am just back. I flew back from Newfoundland last night, or yesterday morning, throughout the night. I guess early morning I left Deer Lake, Newfoundland, and I flew to Edmonton, and we stopped in Toronto. And even leaving, everything was so smooth and going so well. And then there was some glitches, and there was a glitch before we loaded. There was a glitch with a seat, and so they had to fix that. And so we were late getting on the plane. There was a glitch there was overcrowding of the airplanes, and so they had to clear that. And then there was too many planes waiting to fly out, and so they had to wait for that clearing. So this energy is all about clearing. But we arrived, and we arrived, 30 minutes late, but we arrived, and we arrived safe. And so you're going to arrive through this new moon energy. You're going to arrive through March and April. You're going to arrive through all of this. But it is definitely going to bring in some glitchy energy. You're going to feel some of the shifts. You're going to feel the winds of changes. We are working with Piscean energy. Pisces goes this way and that way. They can change their mind in a split second. And sometimes the things that have them change in their mind is because they have processed everything in their head, but have not communicated it out to everyone else. And then last minute, they're like, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Oh, yeah, I forgot that this was happening. So they've created the whole scenario of what they want to see unfold, but they haven't shared it with anyone else. So it's like making dinner plans, right? It's like all the dinner plans are made, but oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. So there's a lot of this, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. And the universe is kind of doing that to us as well. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. We're also feeling the energy of a lot of the weather also coming in. And so a lot of what's been happening and in some of the energy that's been happening around in patterns is not appearing in the energy that we're like a lot that I'm seeing through hearing the collective consciousness speak about patterns is not coming through the energy of communicating to the higher consciousness and to the planets and to the alignment of the universe, and it's not happening out there. And so if it's happening on earth and it's not happening out there, it's being influenced by the collective consciousness of our human existence. So it's coming from our human existence, and it's not coming from something that's aligning out here. It's not a part of Mother Earth's evolution. It's something that's happening that's being influenced by man. And so we're seeing a lot of man-made, a lot of man influenced patterns that are happening. And those are not, those are not things that are natural occurrences. They're not naturally occurring. They're occurring because there is an influx of outside interruption and influences. And so when man tries to play God, this is what happens sometimes. And so we're seeing that, and you're going to be seeing more and more of that unfolding as we move into March. Now, of course, the new moon energy and what this new moon energy is kind of being a setup, opening a door into the March energy. Now we're already in Pisces season. We're already actively in Pisces season. We have moved through the Aquarius energy. So we're already in the in-between stages. And so this experience and where we are is about being able to set an intention of faith and hope while we're still in between something. While everything hasn't resolved itself, things haven't cleared. We haven't seen, all the new things we want to see unfold in our lives all happening, but it's on its way. And so there is beautiful things that are on its way, or there is change or resolutions to change that is unfolding that you're going to see coming. If you've been waiting for, finally papers to be signed, let's just say you're going through a divorce or custody or things like that, and you just have to sign the papers, or you have to get those things done, and you're just on that waiting game, you're going to see those things kind of happening, coming up, and just see it already done is what I would say. See it already done, see it already cleared, see it already resolved. This energy does have a bit of a miracle energy. It's like what I'm seeing with it is if expecting, if you're like, how there's no way things are going to work out. Well, miraculously, things are going to work out. You're going to see things happen that you didn't expect to happen, that go in your favor, or go in the favor of making, moving you into a brighter future, or that big worry that you were so concerned and worry about works out for the highest good. It works out better than you could have imagined. And it's all coming through this energy that is kind of having this follow through right now. Things are coming into alignment, and it's coming into alignment. And it's not that we get all of our own way. It's not that you get the things you want. The world doesn't go your way. The world goes the way that it needs to go to bring about change. And so it's not that everything is about going your way. It's not sunshine and butterflies and rainbows every day. And there's not this magical, beautiful awakening experience that brings everything into a new earth or a new way of being. It is the things that mean sometimes we have to walk through the flames and the fire, and we have to walk through the challenges. And we deny ourselves the opportunity to feel the frustration, to feel the impatience, to feel what it feels like to feel vulnerable, to feel the exposure. And it's so easy to create the persona around everything is okay and I'm not worried and I never worry and I'm never concerned and everything is always working out for the highest good. And no, not everything works out the way we want it to be. And so sometimes we don't get what we want. Sometimes life throws us more curveballs. Sometimes those things happen, but that is the thing about being alive. We're here to feel the human experience, and you're here for life. And so you're here to feel alive in those experiences. And if you deny yourself the opportunity to feel alive in those experiences, you're missing out on feeling alive. And so all of this energy with this moon is bringing in this sense of practicality, but also a sense of the magic, and how practical magic are the things that can sometimes bring about the biggest changes in our lives. And of course, um, as like I said, I wanted to kind of quit on this today because everything was giving me every reason to quit. It was giving me every reason to stop. It was giving me every reason to go backwards, to kind of shut the computer and just say, who cares? I don't need to put out a message. It doesn't matter. But there was a message, and the message did need to come. And so it was about having patience. It was about letting myself feel the impatient experience, but then stepping back into the patience, and that was to keep going. That was the sense of resilience, and just knowing that, you know what, I've been here before. This has happened before. Who cares if the message is not as bright and colorful as it should be? Who cares if the message got some static in it? Who cares? Who cares? Just keep going. So a part of this new moon is setting the intention, say, who cares what people think? Who cares what people, who cares what other people are doing? Who cares about this? It's about, is this my way? Is this my truth? Is this my happiness? Is this my direction? Is this where I'm meant to go? Is this what I'm meant to be doing? Who cares if things are not perfect? And so we are moving into a whole energy of imperfection. And it's going to follow us through to 2026, 2027. Imperfection is our way. And it's about being able to accept the imperfections and live in the imperfections and live in our messiness and be in our messiness and see the beauty in the awe and the creativity and the possibility in our messiness. If we're waiting for perfection, we're always creating the image of something that has more false illusions and imitation light, and we then create that narrative. And it's because we have been sold that we're only enough if, we can only show up if. I remember back in the day when you'd watch news and you'd see people out in the field, and it was raw, it was live, and you'd see it happening, and it was unedited, unaltered. And so there's a unedited, unaltered version of ourselves that is here right now, that is just saying, give me a chance, give me an opportunity, let me be revealed, and allow this to be revealed to me through everyone else, and that I can accept that in other people. And I can accept that things are not going to be perfect. Relationships are not going to be perfect. They're going to be messy. Things are going to be a little bit messy, but there is magic in the messy because it reveals the things that need to be sorted, reorganized, reset. Self-realization comes from being able to see that part of ourselves and reveal that part of ourselves, and not hate on that part of ourselves, but really move into saying, I kind of like this version of myself. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with that? And because there is this kind of movement from that original version of ourselves having to be changed. But it's not about having to be changed. It is about getting to the, beyond the see the gift, but getting to seeing that there's a beautiful light, and uh there's how do I put this? How are they giving this to me? There is a there's a beautiful I guess diamond. There's a beautiful diamond waiting to be chiseled. So like a Herkimer diamond versus per- versus a lab created diamond. There you go. Say a Herkimer diamond. A Herkimer diamond comes from the ground. It is sold in a, as a cheaper diamond, but it's so magical. It's filled with such power. And it forms from that grain of sand the same way. It's built the same way, but it's built from the same pressures, but in a different way. And so the lab created diamond that is created for perfection is for aesthetics. And it's so that it has the illusion, and this is about us not living in the illusions. This is about us living in our truths. This is about us finding our way to live our truth. This is about us finding our way to be without the imposter syndrome, without being an imposter in our own lives, but being our truth in our own lives, living the truth in our own lives. We have so awakened the shadow and the darkness, and we have cultivated and created that acceptance of these versions of ourselves that are always chasing something. And this moon is really going to be the gateway, the doorway that's opened us up into going through this eclipse season, that we're no longer chasing something, that we stop chasing, and we start really truly being present in those experiences with ourselves and with the people in our lives. And we're not jumping ship so quickly. We're not on the run. We're not waiting for the perfect day, the perfect moment. We're showing up. And this is about showing up, and it's about moving forward with this energy. And it's about recognizing man-made versus the 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 hot mess of the divinity, the divine that comes in, that just moves us beyond our our desires, and those personal desires that we're chasing, that are coming from the old beliefs, the old thoughts, this old paradigm of energy that is collapsing or falling down, but yet we want to hold on to it, yet we want to keep it alive, yet we want to keep it there. And so it's so easy to feel that we are in a time of absolute disaster, but we're actually in a time of great innovation, and we're in a time of great revelation and great change. And so there is an awe and a beauty to be seen in the in between. But when we're in the in between, it's almost as if there's not one specific person that's shining bright. It's our opportunity for everyone to shine bright. It's our opportunity for everyone to rise together. It's our opportunity for us to be something together. But we've been so conditioned to be this special, and that we're special, and that we have to nurture those unmet needs, and that we have to be made comfortable, and we have to be made safe, and everything has to make me happy, and it has to be the things that makes me feel good. But what if we could all find a balance, harmony? And so it's a movement in towards balance and harmony, and not about getting our own way, but about letting realness and authenticity and honesty be seen, and that it's okay to be our authentic original self, and that we didn't have to destroy something inside of ourselves or within to find it. And we didn't need so much of the influence of trying to create perfection. Is we have to break down the perfection and allow in the beautiful light that is here, that is showing us that we all have little specks. We all have a little bit of something within us that makes us imperfect, that makes us authentic, but that's in that print of us, and that is in the beauty of us. We all have a good, bad, and ugly aspect to within us. We all have this, but what are we cultivating? What are we growing? And what grows more of the shadow? What grows more of everything what grows more of the darkness, when we are ultimately allowing ourselves to still be hidden behind the shadow aspect of ourselves? And so there is an evolution, there is a change, and this moon is really truly clearing the way. And so setting those intentions to kind of clear shit up, get things done, to not to be this way and that way, but to know that we can observe this way and that way. We can see all perspectives, and open ourselves up to see all perspectives, to accept there's perspectives, there's many truths, there's not just one truth, there's many truths, there's many perspectives, and there's many realities. And that our little story that we hang on to of who people should be, what people should be like or who we think people are. Those are the beginning of the things that we really need to start breaking free from and just saying, you know what? There's something to be discovered about everyone. And maybe I don't know something about, maybe I don't know this side of things. Maybe I don't know this truth. Maybe I would like to know more. Maybe I should know more because it's going to help me in moving beyond my anguish of angers and resentment and bitterness that keeps coming up and keeps kind of leading my way and keeps getting in my way. And when we can move beyond that, then we are moved into and moved through more of those, that emotional self, that spiritual connection. This is about us, spiritually evolving, emotionally evolving, growing in ways that we could never have imagined, and probably seeing and opening our eyes and our hearts to more realities, more truths than we would have ever accepted before. I send you so much love. Have a beautiful new moon, and I will see you for the March energy update. Much love. Bye bye.